You know there's a moment in life, maybe you've felt it, when everything starts to slow down just a little. The mornings take a bit longer, the afternoons feel heavier, and by evening, you're ready to call it a day. It's not that you're tired of life. Far from it. But sometimes, the energy just isn't what it used to be. And if you've ever wished for a way to feel a little lighter, a little more at peace, or even just a little more like yourself again, then I want to talk to you about something that might just change everything. Meditation. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Meditation? That's for young people, for folks who sit cross-legged on the floor and chant for hours. But here's the truth. Meditation is for everyone, especially for those of us who've lived a little longer and seen a little more. In fact, starting meditation after 60 might be one of the best things you can do for your mind, your body, and even your spirit. So, why meditation, and why now? Well, let's start with something simple. Stress. Life doesn't stop throwing challenges at us just because we've hit a certain age. Maybe you're caring for a loved one, adjusting to retirement, or just navigating the changes that come with getting older. And all of that can weigh on you, sometimes more than you realize. But here's the beautiful thing about meditation. It gives you a way to step back, take a breath, and find a quiet place inside yourself, no matter what's happening around you. Think of it like this. Imagine your mind is a lake. When life gets hectic, it's like tossing pebbles into that water, ripples everywhere, everything unsettled. But meditation? That's the moment when the ripples start to fade and the water becomes still again. And when your mind is calm, everything else, your mood, your energy, even your health, starts to feel a little better too. Now, let's talk about something else that might surprise you. Meditation isn't just about sitting in silence, though that's one way to do it. It's about finding what works for you. Maybe it's focusing on your breath for a few minutes in the morning. Maybe it's listening to gentle music while you let your thoughts drift away. Or maybe it's even something as simple as sitting in your favorite chair, closing your eyes, and just being for a little while. The key is consistency, not perfection. Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference. And here's another reason to give it a try. Your brain will thank you. Studies have shown that meditation can help improve memory, focus, and even emotional well-being as we age. It's like giving your mind a little tune-up, keeping things running smoothly. So if you've ever walked into a room and forgotten why you're there, or felt like your thoughts are a little foggy, meditation might be just the thing to help clear the air. Now, I know starting something new can feel a little daunting, especially if you've never meditated before. But here's the good news. You don't need any special equipment. You don't need to be flexible. And you certainly don't need to be an expert. All you need is a quiet spot, a few minutes, and the willingness to give it a try. And who knows? You might just find that those few minutes become the most peaceful part of your day. So, let's keep going, because there's even more to explore, like how meditation can help with sleep, with pain, and even with finding a deeper sense of joy in everyday life. But for now, why not take a moment? Close your eyes, take a slow breath in, and let it out. That's it. You've already begun. You know, one of the most wonderful things about meditation is how it quietly weaves its way into the corners of your life, the moments you might not even expect. Maybe you're sitting on the porch with your morning coffee, or waiting in line at the grocery store, and suddenly, without even thinking about it, you take a deep breath and let go of the tension in your shoulders. That's meditation doing its work. It's not about carving out hours of your day. It's about those little pauses that bring you back to yourself. Now, let's talk about something so many of us struggle with as we get older. Sleep. How many nights have you spent lying awake, watching the clock, your mind racing with thoughts about tomorrow, or even yesterday? It's frustrating, isn't it? You're tired, but sleep just won't come. Well, here's where meditation can be a game changer. When you practice calming your mind during the day, it becomes easier to quiet those thoughts at night. It's like training your brain to switch off when it's time to rest. Try this tonight. Before you get into bed, sit comfortably for just a few minutes. Close your eyes and focus on your breathing. Not trying to change it, just noticing it. In and out, slow and steady. If your mind starts to wander, and it will, that's completely normal. Gently bring it back to your breath. You're not trying to force sleep. You're just creating the right conditions for it to come naturally. And over time, you might find that those restless nights become fewer and farther between. Now, let's talk about something else that might surprise you. Meditation can actually help with physical pain. I know, it sounds too good to be true, but stay with me. Pain, whether it's arthritis, back stiffness, or any of those little aches that seem to come with age, isn't just a physical experience. It's tied to how we think about it, how we react to it. When we tense up against pain, it often feels worse. But meditation teaches us to observe discomfort without fighting it, to breathe into it rather than resist it. That doesn't mean the pain magically disappears, but it can change how much it affects you. Imagine your pain is like a radio playing in the background. Normally, you might turn up the volume by worrying about it, dreading it, or even just focusing on it too much. Meditation helps you turn that volume down, not by ignoring the pain, but by shifting your attention to something else, like your breath or a peaceful memory. And sometimes, that's enough to take the edge off. And then there's this. Meditation can bring back a sense of joy, the kind we used to feel so easily when we were younger. Life has a way of making us serious, doesn't it? We worry about our health, our families, the future. But meditation isn't just about calming the mind. It's also about opening the heart. When you take those few minutes to sit quietly, you create space. Space to appreciate the good things, to feel gratitude for the small moments, even to laugh a little more. Think about the last time you really savored something. The first sip of a perfect cup of tea, the sound of birds singing outside your window, the warmth of the sun on your face. Meditation helps you tune into those experiences instead of rushing past them. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that bring the world into sharper focus, so you don't miss the beauty that's been there all along. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what if I can't quiet my mind? What if I'm just no good at this? Here's a little secret. No one is good at meditation when they start. It's not about stopping your thoughts. It's about noticing them, then gently letting them go, like clouds passing in the sky. And every time you bring your focus back, you're strengthening that ability, just like exercising a muscle. So, what's next? Well, there's still more to uncover, like how meditation can help you connect more deeply with others, or even rediscover a sense of purpose in this chapter of your life. But for now, why not take what we've talked about and give it a try? Find a quiet moment today, even just 1 minute, and let yourself be still. You might be amazed at what happens when you do. You know, one of the most beautiful things about growing older is the wisdom we carry. All those years of experiences, lessons learned, and memories made. But sometimes, in the busyness of life, we lose touch with that deeper part of ourselves. We get caught up in routines, obligations, or even the small worries that pile up without us noticing. That's where meditation can work its quiet magic. Not by adding something new to your life, but by helping you reconnect with what's already there. Let's talk about something that matters to all of us: relationships. Whether it's with family, friends, or even the people we meet in passing, the connections we have with others shape so much of our days. But here's the thing: when we're stressed, distracted, or wrapped up in our own thoughts, we might not show up the way we'd like to in those relationships. Meditation changes that. By giving yourself even just a few minutes of stillness, you create a little space between your reactions and your responses. Instead of snapping at a loved one when you're frustrated, you might find yourself pausing, taking a breath, and answering with patience. Or instead of feeling lonely in a crowd, you might notice yourself really listening, really being present with the people around you. It's like polishing a window. The more you meditate, the clearer your connections with others become. And then there's this: as we get older, it's easy to start wondering, what's my purpose now? Maybe the roles that once defined you, parent, employee, caregiver, have shifted, and you're left asking, what's next? Meditation doesn't give you a direct answer, but it does something even better. It helps you hear your own inner voice again. In the quiet, without the noise of the outside world, you might rediscover old passions you set aside, or uncover new ones you never had time to explore. Maybe it's painting, or gardening, or simply being the person who always has time to listen. Meditation doesn't dictate your purpose. It simply helps you remember that you still have one. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: time. I've heard so many people say, "I don't have time to meditate." And I get it. Life is full, even in retirement. But here's the truth: you don't need to find an extra hour in your day. Start with just 1 minute. 1 minute when you first wake up, before you get out of bed. 1 minute while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. 1 minute before you turn out the light at night. That's all. And if that minute feels good, maybe it becomes 2. There's no rule book here, just you, showing up for yourself in whatever way works. So, let's bring it all together. Meditation isn't about becoming a different person or achieving some perfect state of calm. It's about coming home to yourself, your thoughts, your breath, the quiet strength that's been there all along. It's about sleeping a little better, hurting a little less, and finding joy in the ordinary. It's about being more present with the people you love and more at peace with the changes life brings. And most of all, it's about realizing that it's never too late, not at 60, not at 70, not at any age, to start something that can truly enrich your life. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried meditating before? What was it like? Or maybe you've just started and you've already noticed a difference. Share your thoughts in the comments, because your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if this video resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button or subscribe if you'd like more content like this. But more than anything, I hope you take this away with you. You deserve these moments of peace. You deserve to feel grounded, to feel joy, to feel like yourself. So why not start today? Just 1 breath, 1 minute. That's all it takes to begin. Here's to your journey, and to all the quiet, beautiful moments ahead.